Welcome, Sagittarius. This is your week ahead tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. This is a message for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. It is a timeless message, so it comes to you when you call it to you. It is first and foremost your message. This channel is filled with hundreds of messages. If they called to you, they're yours. If you need a personal reading, I do those. Check out my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. You can look through the services and choose the one that's right for you. It's not that you need anything else. You have everything that you need. But there are changes that are making you extremely uncomfortable. And there was a transaction that happened not too long ago that is the cause or the root of the discomfort, because everything isn't clear. Not everything is transparent. And this may not be because of deception, but just a lack of clarity, a lack of direction. Let's turn over the cards that have hid themselves. Claim your independence in reverse means you're having trouble on some level, whether it's that you want this or you don't, feeling unique, feeling like yourself, feeling like you have a choice to be you, and maybe even in some cases actually alone. Some of you could be feeling too alone, that whether it's your choice or not, but there's this sense of not feeling like you have full control over or the ability to truly express who you are. The miracles are endless. Of course, we get this card in the middle of all of these cards that are a little bit wonky, admittedly. The miracles are endless, which is your optimism and it is your positivity. It is also saying that there is financial abundance here, that you are moving toward. And in some cases, that could be what is making you feel so trapped, because it's something that you may need. It's something that you may want. It's both. It could very well be both. And ultimately, that's a good thing. There's a but, though. That could be what's making you feel so stuck. Now, this doesn't mean that you are stuck. It's simply the perception of the blessing. And the truth is, every blessing has a weight to it. It has a commitment or a contract to it in some way that says, well, this must be cared for. And so there is a heaviness. This is Taurus energy. There is a heaviness to it, and that could be making you feel burdened, as if, okay, I'm trapped by this now. I want this. This feels good in a way, but I feel trapped by it simultaneously. That is a perception. It is your perception. And what I'm saying is you could change the burden by not looking at it as the same thing, because it is actually a blessing. And it is providing you with resources that are going to provide you with more of what you've asked for. The abundant universe will provide, and that's dead center, as in this is happening now. The abundant universe has provided. But are you acknowledging the resources? Or are you experiencing the resources as a burden and therefore missing their potential? We have this lack of trust, this sense of this could be why the discomfort has happened. It happened too quickly. You didn't have enough time. And I know Sagittarius energy is always associated with spontaneity in some way, but I don't think that that's the case. I know that Sagittarians like to travel and like to explore, but they like to do it on their terms. And when the world comes and says, well, here's your obligation and here's what you have to pay me or give me, there is that knee-jerk reaction in Sagittarius to feel like they've just been locked down or shackled. And that's really not what's happened. The world is just filled with give and take, and that's the balance. And so there is this energy of the mixed blessing. Claim your independence, a sense of feeling locked down. Now, some of you may not want to be independent. You may not want to be by yourself or alone. But it does seem like the sense of loneliness, and it may not be an actual loneliness, just feel like you're isolated in some way, is coming from this lack of clarity. You know, the sense that so much is still up in the air, that you don't understand. Now that's an exploration in and of itself. And that's an adventure in and of itself. And the truth is, Sagittarius, you can travel in so many ways. You can travel, Jupiter is your ruling dignitary, so you can travel into information, through information. Any new experience can be an adventure. And I think part of you already sees that. But there's something here that you feel isn't right. And that could be decisions other people are making that don't feel correct to you. Because you've judged the situation, you've seen it, and you've judged the situation as it should be going this way. So it's almost like somebody's about to get a Sagittarius tongue lashing, because there is this energy of, I know what's right. I know what's right and I don't see it happening, or I feel like this is the better way to go. Let's get deeper into this. Illuminate this situation for me, please, God. This is confirmation of confusion. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. You need more information. Can we get them more information? Or it's a confirmation that whoever you're talking about or thinking of hasn't made a decision either. Or you still feel like a hope that it could go either way, though you're starting to feel intuitively that it's going to go one specific way, and you might be arguing with yourself because you don't really want to see it, but you do see it. You still want to hope that something better could happen. Could it? Could it? Could something better come out of this? Yes. Yes. There is deliberation here. There is deliberation, there are possibilities, there's more information needed, but this card comes out, justice, which is a decision will be made that ends up being fair and evening things out, balancing things out. This also could be relationship confusion. This is telling us Libra season is right around the corner. So it's almost saying that whatever this is that you're waiting for, whatever answer you're waiting for, is absolutely coming soon, perhaps even before the end of this week. A decision's made, a balance is paid. Okay? Remember, Sagittarius, I always create an extended reading, and I hope you join me for it. The links are below at the end of this reading. There's stress here. There's stress, something that's been keeping you up at night, or maybe even illness, a sickness. Definite worry, specifically about a masculine fire sign. Could be male, female, but they're masculine. So they're very confident. I think from their perspective, there's nothing really wrong. Now, if it's not a fire sign, it is somebody who's very independent and very creative and likes to do their own thing, likes to go their own way. Great, but they're the center of the stress. They're the center of the stress. They're the causing of the stress. And it could be because of them. You know, they're stressing you out. Their choices are stressing you out. You don't know which way they're going to go, which direction it's going to happen with them, or you're feeling stuck with them. And while all this unfolds in your life, you're starting to feel stressed about them being a part of it. Why? Defeat. You see an end coming. Now, this could even be you're stressed out, represent yourself. You feel like there's maybe potential to get fired. Maybe there's potential for this not to go as far as you want it to or you expected it to. The stress is coming because you see an end coming. Is that true? The truth has not been decided yet. Both cards that came out when I asked that question means there's not an inevitability of defeat. There's still a pondering. There's still deliberation here. We have this card as well, saying that the choice is still going into the future. But in some ways you want it open. In some ways you know that you want the choice. You don't want to be stuck in it. But you do, and this is saying into the future, going into the future, you want to go in a different direction. That's true. I think you're just at a point where you're not certain. Okay, but which direction do I go in? Because wherever I am now, you know it's finite, and that's confirmed. But at this point, you don't see the options in front of you that would make it okay for you to walk away and go in a different direction. And in some ways, there could still be a lot to learn where you are. So in other words, there's no immediate action that has to be taken on your part in this situation right now, except the action is learn. And basically the cards are starting to say, Sagittarius, take in options and start lining them up for the future when, in fact, you will have to leave. And not because basically it doesn't even mean you'll be pushed out. There is that sense of you already know that you want to go somewhere else. Now, it could be another relationship, it could be another job. Whatever this is, there's some sense of the future, like the future stressing you out, which it usually doesn't. But it could be because there's already an obligation that you want to fulfill. But it's almost like in the back of your mind, but I don't know how long I can take this. I don't know how long I can keep up with this. That's kind of the energy. Okay, so what should Sagittarius do? Adjustments are required. It comes out in the future. Don't let your pride get in your way. It comes out just before that. This is the first card out. We're going to get more into details. Adjustments are required. Don't let pride get in your way. This card specifically comes out when in some ways, it could be pride that is causing the discomfort or causing you to feel like, I just got to get out, I just got to leave. And pride is really deceptive because underneath pride is usually insecurity. So there's something here that is saying that's what needs to be adjusted. Now it's either your pride or somebody else's pride. And that could be the toggle point, especially in more intimate relationships. There is that sense of, if somebody doesn't stop being so prideful, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. You know, that's kind of the way, the sense of you don't want to be definitive yet, right? And so this is a really good time, especially if this is relationships, to kind of sit somebody down and try to help them realize where you're at. Because it's not like you're trying to pull the plug yet, right? But there is that sense of, okay, something has to be, like something's got to give. Something's got to give, and you've got to see it being given. Or else the discomfort is going to grow. And don't let pride get in your way is also a statement of, don't insist that this has to be the way that you want it to be, or this is absolutely going to end up this way, because the truth is there is still a lot of variables on this table that you do not know yet and you cannot know. And I think you know that. Let's go to the extended, guys. I'll see you there.